The Return of the Indian by Lynne Reid Banks. Epilogue by the fire. When everything was back in place, with Patrick's help, except the banister rail, which needed gluing in 3 places, they made some hot chocolate to take upstairs with some cold potatoes and other leftovers. They were both so keyed up they couldn't feel their tiredness and were prepared to sit up all night. I sent Matron back for some drugs and stuff she wanted, Patrick said. But she made me promise I'd get her again in the morning. She says she's going to take a week's leave from St. Thomas's. She enjoyed all this anyway. Fickets, too. Little Bear hasn't enjoyed it. Omri didn't answer. Every time he thought of the Indian battle, it took away from his overwhelming pleasure with the one with the skinheads. Where's Boone? He asked suddenly. I sent him back too. He asked me to. Said the odd gunfight and the saloon brawl would be a rest cure after all he's been through. He said he'd like to see us soon when things have quieted down. What about his horse? Oh yes, I gave him the one that the English cavalry officer was riding. Patrick chuckled. You should have heard him swear when I flicked him off. Boone was really pleased. Said he's a beaut. Really, he was happy with it, and I bet the horse will be happier with him than with the snooty redcoat. When they reached the room, all was quiet. The candle had burnt out, so Little Bear had to stop his dancing and chanting for the dead. One fire was out, the other was burning low. The Indians, including the wounded, were all asleep except Little Bear, who sat cross-legged by the fire. Bright Stars was asleep beside him, the baby in the crook of her arm. Patrick struck a match, and Little Bear looked up. We've brought food, said Omri. No eat, said the Indian. Omri didn't press him. He just poured a toothpaste capful of hot chocolate and put it beside him with a piece of potato. The match went out. They sat together in the dark with just the embers of the fire. The boys drank their chocolate. For a long time nobody spoke. Then Little Bear said, Why Omri bring Little Bear? For the first time in 2 days, Omri thought of his prize. It had gone completely from his mind. Now it seemed so trivial, he was ashamed to mention it. Something good happened to me, which was partly to do with you, and I wanted to tell you about it. What good thing happened? I wrote a story about you and Boone in it. Well, it was good. Omri write truth of Little Bear? Yes, it was all true. Omri write Little Bear kill own people? Of course not. You write before this happened. Next time, write Little Bear kill own braves. You didn't. The Now Guns killed them. You couldn't know. Then Little Bear fool, came his bitter voice out of the dark. There was a silence. Then Patrick said, We were the fools, not you. Yes, said Omri, we should have known better. We shouldn't have interfered. Interfere? Omri not afraid. We should have let you alone. Let alone Little Bear die from French gun. There was a pause, then Omri said, You did beat the Algonquins. Yes, beat Algonquin thief, not beat French. Yeah, that was a pity, said Patrick feelingly, after all that. Fewer dead the better. Oh, sorry, that was Little Bear. Fewer dead the better, murmured Omri. Good kill French, Little Bear exclaimed, sounding more like his old self. Kill French next time. But not with the Now Guns. After a silence, Little Bear said, Now Guns good, shoot far. Now Little Bear no shoot far. Next time, not put own braves where bullet go. Omri give Now Guns, take back. The embers of the fire flared a little. Bright Stars had risen to throw on another curl of wax. Now she crouched beside Little Bear and looked him in the face. No, she said clearly. He looked at her. What no? She spoke to him softly and earnestly in their own language. He scowled in the firelight. What does she say, Little Bear? Wife say not use Now Guns. Soon braves forget skill with bow. Woman not want son grow up without Indian skill. She say Now Gun kill too many too easy. No honor for chief or chief's son. What do you think? Omri give Now Guns if Little Bear think good? Omri shook his head. Then what for I fight with wife? Give wife own way, peace in Longhouse, till next enemy come. Then maybe wife sorry. He scowled at her. She smiled, bent down, picked up the baby, and laid it in his arms. He sat looking down at it. What's his name? Omri asked. Name must mean much, mused Little Bear. What Omri mean? Omri was a king in the old days. Omri name for big chief? Omri nodded. Then Little Bear named then Little Bear's son named two for chief, for father. Little Bear had first horse in all tribe. Call him Tall Bear. He sat high on horse. He sit high on horse, more high than all brave. Suddenly he clutched the baby to his chest and turned his face upward with closed eyes as if bearing a strong pain. When sun grows, Little Bear tell that Omri right story. Little Bear live in story even when gone to ancestors. That give honor, make son proud of father. He'll be proud of you, Little Bear, without any help from me. Little Bear looked up at him. Then he stood up. The fire put out a sudden flare. He stood there, feet apart, his body glowing, his stern face for once untroubled. Omri good, he said loudly. Give Orneda back to the Little Bear. Orneda, the life force. And he held his son high up in both hands as if offering him to the future. That's the end of The Return of the Indian. It leaves us kind of in a weird place. Omri's parents haven't come home and seen what's happened to the house, that they will at the beginning of the next book, which will pick up just where this one left off. When will I pick up with that book? As soon as you ask for it, honestly. As soon as I get a comment saying, please start book 3, I will finish what I'm reading at the moment and start book 3. I am going to answer a request for our next book, which I will put an introduction out to tonight. But yeah, there's so many of you watching now. Please give me your requests. Let me know what you like, and I will try to start doing those as soon as possible. Otherwise, if I don't hear any comments asking for book 3 right away, it'll show up in February, the same time that I read the first book in the series. So I will see you next time.